If your blood sugar spikes after breakfast, it is often the drink and cereal combo. Liquid carbs can leave your stomach in under 30 minutes, and most boxed cereals pack over 20 grams of carbs in half a cup. That 1-2 punch creates the single largest glucose spike of your entire day. 7 drinks and 5 cereal swaps can change that curve, and drink number 1 is the easiest. Liquid carbohydrates have a unique impact on blood sugar, especially for people managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. When you drink something sweet such as juice, flavored coffee, or a bottled breakfast smoothie, the sugar moves through your stomach much faster than if you ate the same amount in solid food. Research shows that most liquid carbohydrates leave the stomach in about 30 minutes. This rapid emptying means glucose hits your bloodstream quickly, often causing a sharp rise in blood sugar within the first hour after breakfast. Continuous glucose monitoring studies confirm that the biggest jump in daily blood sugar usually comes right after breakfast, even when the meal is not especially large. The main reason is speed. Liquids do not need to be chewed or broken down, so the body absorbs them almost immediately. In controlled trials, people who consumed the same amount of carbohydrate in liquid form, like orange juice, saw a much higher and earlier glucose spike compared to eating those carbohydrates as solid food, such as bread or cereal. The difference is most noticeable in the first 30 to 60 minutes after eating. For adults over 45, especially those with insulin resistance, this early spike can make it harder to manage blood sugar for the rest of the day. That is why the first step in building a better diabetic breakfast is to rethink the drink. Choosing lower carbohydrate, unsweetened options at breakfast is one of the simplest ways to lower that morning blood sugar surge. For viewers using insulin or sulfonylureas, any change in carbohydrate intake can affect medication needs, so it is important to monitor glucose and check with your healthcare provider before making major changes. This video is for educational purposes only. Protein, fiber, and fat each play a unique role in helping the body manage the morning blood sugar spike. When you include enough protein at breakfast, about 20 grams as seen in several Whey preload studies, the rise in blood sugar after eating can drop by around 0.6 millimoles per liter. This effect happens because protein prompts the pancreas to release a gentle wave of insulin before carbohydrates even reach the bloodstream, smoothing out the curve. Soluble fiber, found in foods like chia seeds or oats, forms a gel in the gut that slows how quickly glucose moves from the intestine into the blood. Even 2 grams of soluble fiber per meal can make a measurable difference in glucose control. Healthy fats, such as those in nuts or unsweetened almond milk, trigger a hormone called CCK that delays how fast the stomach empties. This means glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually, reducing the peak. Every drink and cereal swap in this guide uses at least one of these buffering strategies. By understanding how protein, fiber, and fat work together, it becomes easier to spot which breakfast options will help with glucose control and support a more stable start to the day. Each upcoming drink uses one of these mechanisms to help lower blood sugar after breakfast. Number 7 on the list is plain black coffee. With nearly zero carbohydrates, less than 1 gram per cup, it stands as a straightforward option for those looking to avoid a morning blood sugar spike. The real challenge comes with additions. Flavored syrups, sweetened creamers, and even certain sugar substitutes can quickly transform a simple cup into a high-sugar beverage. Bottled or cafe coffees often contain over 20 grams of added sugar per serving, so reading labels becomes essential. For those who prefer their coffee with milk, unsweetened almond milk is a practical swap. It brings the carbohydrate count down to about 2 grams per cup, and its low sugar content, along with a touch of fat, can help slow the absorption of carbohydrates in a meal. The word unsweetened is crucial. Many brands slip in sugar or sugar alcohols, so checking the nutrition facts for total carbohydrates and added sugars is key. Unsweetened green tea follows at number 5. It contains 0 carbohydrates and is rich in catechins, plant compounds linked in some studies to improved insulin sensitivity. The main trap here is bottled or canned green tea, which can contain 5 to 10 grams of added sugar. Brewing green tea at home avoids this pitfall. Number 4 is water with a squeeze of lemon. This drink contains about 1 gram of carbohydrate per cup, is naturally sugar-free, and the acidity from lemon may slightly slow gastric emptying, reducing the glucose rise from breakfast. Lemon water is generally safe, though those with acid reflux may notice more heartburn. Each drink offers a simple way to avoid the sugar surge common with juice or sweetened beverages, supporting steadier glucose for those managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. Apple cider vinegar, when diluted, 1 tablespoon in a glass of water, offers a small but real benefit for adults with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. Acetic acid slows the stomach's emptying, so glucose from breakfast enters the bloodstream more gradually. Randomized trials show a 4 to 6% reduction in post-meal glucose when vinegar is taken with food. Always dilute it in at least 150 milliliters of water and rinse after to protect teeth. Those with acid reflux or sensitive teeth should be cautious, and anyone on insulin or sulfonylureas must watch for low blood sugar if adding vinegar. A plain whey protein shake ranks among the most effective breakfast drinks for controlling the morning glucose surge. Consuming 20 to 30 grams of whey protein mixed with water and taken 10 to 15 minutes before eating triggers an early insulin release. This gentle insulin response helps flatten the glucose curve when carbohydrates arrive. Clinical studies confirm that a whey preload can lower the peak glucose rise after breakfast by about 0.6 millimoles per liter. The effect is strongest with unflavored, unsweetened whey isolate, because flavored powders often add sugars that cancel the benefit. Those with kidney disease should consult a doctor before increasing protein intake. Unsweetened kefir, or plain Greek yogurt, used as a drink or bowl, combines protein, healthy fat, and probiotics. Research shows daily kefir can modestly lower fasting glucose and improve insulin resistance. Live cultures in these fermented dairy drinks support gut health, which may further help glucose control. Flavored or fruit-added versions often contain more than 5 grams of added sugar per serving, so labels matter. Each drink works through a distinct mechanism: slower stomach emptying, early insulin release, or gut microbiome support. Cereal remains a morning staple for many living with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, yet even modest changes can shift blood sugar responses. Greek yogurt with walnuts and berries stands out as a familiar swap. In a crossover trial, 150 grams of plain Greek yogurt paired with nuts and fruit led to a 15% lower post-breakfast blood sugar rise compared to standard cereal. Protein and healthy fats slow glucose absorption, while cinnamon may help insulin work more effectively. Choosing plain, unsweetened yogurt matters, since flavored varieties often add 5 grams or more of sugar per serving. Chia pudding offers another option. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds soaked overnight in unsweetened almond milk form a fiber-rich gel that clinical studies show can reduce the 30-minute blood sugar peak by up to 10%. Portion control is important. Doubling the serving may raise potassium to unsafe levels for those with kidney issues. For those who crave crunch, high-fiber cereals such as Fiber One provide texture with less glucose impact. A half-cup serving contains 20 grams of carbs, half of which is fiber. Overpouring remains the main trap. Measuring portions or using a smaller bowl helps keep carbs in check. At the top of the breakfast swap list stand 2 options with the strongest clinical support for lowering morning blood sugar: a protein oatmeal bowl and a savory egg plate. Both are quick to prepare and fit easily into daily routines for adults managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. In a controlled trial, adding 25 grams of whey protein to rolled oats reduced the post-breakfast glucose rise by 18% and kept participants satisfied for up to 4 hours. The synergy of oat beta-glucan and high-quality protein slows carbohydrate absorption. A practical approach combines half a cup of oats with a scoop of unflavored whey protein, or 2 eggs, finished with berries or nuts, delivering over 20 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber. Those with chronic kidney disease should consult their doctor about potassium-rich toppings. The highest impact swap is a savory egg bowl. In a crossover study, 2 eggs with non-starchy vegetables at breakfast cut the 2-hour glucose peak by 12% compared to cereal. Eggs offer a high-protein, low-carbohydrate base that supports insulin sensitivity and satiety. Spinach, peppers, or avocado add fiber and healthy fat, making this a simple, sustainable choice. Each morning, your breakfast choices set the tone for blood sugar control all day. Small swaps, more fiber, and less liquid sugar can blunt that morning spike and support insulin resistance. Progress is built one meal at a time. This video is educational only. Always consult your clinician before making changes. Thanks for watching.